In this video, break down how to create this really cool color isolation effect in Final Cut Pro. Now this effect does not require any plugins, paid or free, so don't worry about that. But if you are looking for some really cool plugins and presets, go ahead and check out my website, winkensmedia.com. The link is down in the description below. Now here's a shot that I'll be using. This is just from the Little Tech music video. Now let's say we want to isolate just the red jacket, so you just want to isolate just this red color. We want to select this clip, head over here to the color tab, so make sure you're selected the color tab, and then head to this drop down arrow, and you want to click on plus color board. So you want to add a color board. Now if you're thinking to yourself, can't I also create this effect using the magnetic mask tool? And yes, you definitely can, and you might be able to create a better effect in some cases, but I like using the color mask. So make sure we have a new color board and head to this drop down arrow. We want to select on add. So under masks, you could do a shape mask, you could do a magnetic mask, but I just like using the color mask. So click on add color mask. Now this eyedropper tool will come up, and now we can go ahead and select the red in his jacket. So maybe something like that. So let's see how that looks. And now we can go ahead and head over here to the outside tab. Make sure you're under saturation. So under the saturation tab, we want to go ahead and just desaturate the background clip. So as you can see, that looks a lot better. Now see, it's not perfect, so we can go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Now you can hold down the shift key if you want to add a little more red in the shot, something like that. I think that looks pretty good. Let's go back to out. I guess it kind of saturate the image again. So let's go maybe like 100%, and then we can hold down the option key to go ahead and remove some of the actual the actual colors in the shot. Something like that should be pretty good. So let's click on done, and let's see how it looks. And I think overall that looks pretty good. So now you have this really cool color isolation effect that you can go through and mess with it, and you can hold down so we go over here, go to the shift key, and we want to add, make sure we're selected on the color mask, and you can go ahead and click on the shift key, and we can add a little more. Again, this is very much trial and error, so maybe something like that should be pretty good. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like. I think that looks a little better. As you see, it's not completely perfect. You're not going to be able to do it completely perfectly. That's why a magnetic mask might be a better option. But I just like using the color mask. But as you can see, it was just a little bit of trial and error. And now I think that looks really good. So we can go ahead and click on done. And there you go. Now you have this really cool effect. So you want to hold down the shift key to add more color, or hold down the option key to remove color. And again, as you can see, I just kept messing with it until I got the effect that looks really cool. So there you go. Now you have this really cool color isolation effect. Now one effect that I like adding just to hide a little bit of the imperfections. So if I zoom in 150%, see, it's not completely perfect. You're never going to get it 100% perfect. So head over here to fit. What I like doing is heading over here to the effects panel and going to blur, and then I like adding this really cool effect, this prism blur effect. So apply the prism blur onto this clip right here, and then as you can see how that hides a little bit of the imperfections. So we head over here and we want to decrease the prism blur, and I just think personally I think it looks a little bit better. See how it kind of before, after, see how it kind of hides the imperfections? It's not completely perfect. So you see this really cool effect. Maybe we'll turn on the prism maybe just a little bit. But I just think adding this really cool prism blur effect looks really cool. So paired with the color isolation and this really cool prism blur effect, you have created this really cool effect. I just think overall, personally, I think it's just a really cool effect, and it really makes your shot really stand out. Anyways, that's how you create this really cool color isolation effect in Final Cut Pro. It's a really cool effect. It definitely takes a little while to fine tune it to really make it look really good, but it's just a really cool, really easy, really simple effect. And if you enjoy watching these types of videos, make sure to go and hit that subscribe button. And again, if you're looking for some really cool Final Cut Pro plugins and presets, check out my website. Link is down in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.